Okay, so I guess there are some pretty big revelations today that the NSA has been spying on people for years now. That they've been asking for cell phone records, they've been collecting all the records from Verizon Wireless, and lots of people on both sides of the aisle, both sides of the political spectrum, are very upset about this, and understandably so. And I think Obama's entire administration in general, I mean, just ever since he's been reelected, is just sort of crumbling. Um, we just got through with this AP scandal and the IRS scandal, and before that we had Obama. People were upset because he was talking about cutting Social Security or making adjustments. And his whole administration right now is starting to look a little bit like George W. Bush's did in 2005. Because Bush was never insanely popular or anything. I mean, he was somewhat popular after 9/11, but even then he wasn't like, the guy. But his administration didn't really tank until 2005, after he got reelected when he beat John Kerry. Because in 2005, he tried to privatize Social Security, and that upset everybody. And then the gas prices started getting out of control, and then Katrina hit, and that entire year was just terrible for George W. Bush, and his entire second term was just awful. And by the time he left office, nobody could stand him. And I think that's where we're kind of headed with Obama. It's just been scandal after scandal. But I think stuff like this is important with the NSA spying on Americans, and I think this is important to kind of awaken people, to sort of help people lose faith in the system, because what this does is it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on, it really awakens people to the real, tangible, existent corporate power structure, the real authoritarian apparatus of the state. And it shows people that what they're basically doing now is spending trillions of dollars every year, billions of dollars every year, trillions every decade, on this big corporate PR campaign to try to get you to think differently, to act differently, try to tell you what you should believe, what you should think. This is what they do in the media. And they're starting to see now that with the economic and material conditions getting worse for the vast majority of the people, and the internet with other information becoming more available, the state is now resorting to authoritarian measures such as spying on people. They try to keep this civil unrest that they see inevitable. They're trying to keep it suppressed. And I think it's important that whether you're on the right or the left, that we kind of can now identify the common enemy, which is the corporate class that has full control over the state apparatus. No matter where you are on the political spectrum, what your thoughts are about the federal government, we know that it's not supposed to be run by the corporations, the corporate elite, and that's what has happened. And I think any kind of issue that can kind of get people to focus on class is tremendously important.